Films and fermentation, movies and inebriation. Films and fermentation, comedy mixed with taste elevation. Films and fermentation, with Leo, Kevman, and Mike.
Hey, movie lovers, this is Leo,
Mike,
and Kevin from Films and Fermentation.
If you love comedy, movies, and a good drink in hand, then you need to check out the Pod Nation Media Network.
it's home to a variety of amazing podcasts covering everything from pulp culture to history and, of course, movies like ours.
And the best part, Pod Nation Media Network is featured on Roku, so you can stream your favorite podcasts anytime.
Alongside Films and Fermentation, you'll find other fantastic shows like the KJ&A podcast, The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, Real Sharks, and so many more.
So grab a drink, press play, and join the fun with Pod Nation Media Network.
Because everything's better with a little comedy, movies, and booze.
Learn more by going to linktree.com/PodNationPods. Hey, everybody, welcome to Films and Fermentation. This is episode 201. We have crossed the 200 mark. Thank you for everybody who joined us last week for our live 200th special. This week, we're doing a little July 4th episode because it's July 4th weekend as of the recording of it. And tonight, we're talking about movies where America saves the world. America, yeah. And tonight, we have some special guests from the KJ&A podcast, Kevin and Jason. How you doing, fellas?
Hurrah.
Good.
Like to tell everybody a little bit about your podcast and where they can find you.
You know what I mean? I knew it. So, so we're the KJ&A podcast. You can pretty much find us anywhere. We're on Apple. We're on all the social medias, the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the YouTube, and we're also on Roku TV. We're kind of all over the place. Yeah, see? We're all there. We're all there.
We're everywhere. And once again, we are the Films and Fermentation podcast, a movie and alcohol podcast, #1 pop culture podcast on Good Pods. I'm Leo.
Oh, I'm Kevin.
There you go. Well-oiled machine. 201 episodes. We're three friends who like talk shit about movies while getting shit-faced. Tonight we got 5 friends talk about movies while we get shit-faced. So again, welcome to Films and Fermentation, a podcast where the drinks are strong and the patriotism is louder than a bald eagle riding a Harley through a Michael Bay explosion. In this episode, we're saluting the most American of movie tropes when Uncle Sam steps in to save the world, sometimes with diplomacy, but usually with a lot of guns and slow motion. From presidents and fighter jets to corn-fed heroes punching aliens in the face, we're breaking down the most red, white, and ridiculously blue entertaining moments in film. So pop open a bud, cue the national anthem, and prepare for cinematic freedom at its finest. Because when the world needs saving, apparently only Hollywood's America has the budget. Don't forget to drop us an email at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation. Find all of our social media podcast links. Become part of the Films and Fermentation family by visiting us at the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku or joining our Substack newsletter. We are an independent podcast, which means we are listener supported. So please consider joining our Patreon for as little as $1 a month to receive members only content. That's right. For a $1 donation, we'll attend your July 4th barbecue in our red, white, and blue Speedos.
And we
Go to
that way.
Go to patreon.com/filmsandfermentation or purchase our merchandise at teespring.com.
I'm
Or
even
check
willing
the-
to shave for that.
Whoa!
Yeah. You don't want
$1
to
goes a long way. Goes a long way.
You don't want anybody. You want everybody seeing that ginger buckwheat you got down there. 904-867-4466, the official text line. If you'd like to complain about that comment I just made. Anyway, we always start with drinks for the evening. So, gentlemen, what are we drinking this evening? I'll hand it out to our guests. Are either of you guys partaking of libations this evening?
I stick with the twisted tea. It's just
Twisted tea.
I can't. The carbonation is too much, and these things just they're nice and smooth, and they're in and out. It's super simple.
What is that you got there, Jace?
I got
So Rita.
Rita.
8%, small can.
Hey.
Means I can drink way more.
I heard you guys talking on one of your episodes recently about early episodes where you would do shots and then have drinks and then be slurring by the end.
Oh my god, we're so hammered. Before he popped in, I was going to tell you about how like there are so many episodes where I don't remember recording, and then listening back, I was like, "Oh man, I really was hammered," because it was just slurs for days.
There was so many episodes Leo couldn't remember editing.
Yeah, there were some episodes I don't remember editing, and they came out pretty good.
Yeah, I edited right after that
Yeah.
every time we recorded, so probably same because I was sitting on his couch in a drunken stupor.
Last week during our live show, I drank 2/3 of a bottle of moonshine.
Oh. So that's why you're taking the water pills. 'Cause you got-
Yeah. Part of it. So we came up with it. We have an idea for a future episode that was suggested to us in a mailbag episode a couple weeks ago by one of the listeners. I'm going to get severely hammered, and they're going to ask me to summarize movies. And I volunteered to do this because I'm the one with the least amount of life as the other two guys. Like they got a lot going on. I don't have that much, and I know a lot of movies because like I said, I have a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
So I am drinking tonight something that my wife bought. I've never had this before, but I figured I'm going to give it a try because it is July 4th weekend. That's when you should drink those refreshing drinks. So I got this thing called a Lucky One Lemonade. It's a raspberry vodka lemonade by High Noon, 4.5% alcohol by volume, so it's not that bad. And it's a cute little doggy on the front. It's not bad. It's kind of refreshing. And then when I finish that, I have a good old Mike's Hard Black Cherry Lemonade.
There you go.
Always a go-to. So
Yeah, I got my backup
there you go.
when the first one's done.
So I'll leave it down to so Kev, what do you got going on? Because I went to Mike first last week.
When you think of 4th of July, you think of Sam Adams, don't you? Because of his connection, obviously, to the American Revolution. And who knew that he had summer beer or summer ale and Port Rocker? But these will be the two that I'll be consuming this evening.
Sounds good.
Before the break.
Mike, what do you got going on?
I went with an American beer myself tonight. I went with Coda Brewing Company's Longboard Island Lager.
All right. Oh, I love Longboard. So good. It is. All right. So that was the drinks. Time for the first segment of the evening. Mike has some film history for us.
This week in film history with Mike. This week in film history with Mike.
Machine, baby.
Machine. 1945, Abbott and Costello's film, The Naughty 90s, released, features the longest version of their Who's on First routine.
Yeah, I have a T-shirt has a picture of them in the baseball uniforms on the front, and on the back is the entire script from that Naughty 90s movie. So the whole
that's awesome.
Really cool.
That is cool.
Next, sir.
1958 musical drama film King Creole, starring Elvis Presley, based on a novel by Harold Robbins, premieres.
Yeah, not one of the ones I'm kind of familiar with.
Yeah, not me either.
I'm more familiar with Jailhouse Rock and the one where he kisses his cousin.
It's called Kissing Cousins.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of kissing family members, give us the next one, Mike.
1985, Back to the Future, directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Zemeckis.
Zemensky? Oh my God.
When did he become a red? Why is he so Russian?
And starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd is released. Sorry, I just smudged on my glasses.
Don't
Back to
forget
the Future now.
Don't forget
Back to
Leah
the Future
Thompson,
now.
And Leah Thompson.
the original MILF.
Yeah.
Nothing beats her than in Howard the Duck, though.
It's the only good part of Howard the Duck.
Not wrong.
Not wrong at
Not
all.
wrong.
All right, next one, sir.
1991 film Boys in the Hood, directed by John Singleton, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ice Cube, is released.
Excellent movie. I'm not going to make fun of a movie that's that tragic.
Mm.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Also in 1991, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, directed by James Cameron, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Edward Furlong, premieres at the Century City, California.
And the movie studio said, this film is so good, we're never going to make another one.
And then
Not a
their
good-
pockets started emptying. a little.
Yeah,
And
none could stand up to Terminator 2. Judgment Day was a friggin' classic.
The only thing that came close to being somewhat good was the Sarah Connor Chronicles,
Yeah.
which Terminator 3 completely erased.
That was because of Summer Glau.
Summer Glau, mainly Summer Glau, yes.
That's all you need.
Next one, sir.
1994 Forrest Gump, directed by Robert Zemeckis, and starring Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, and Gary Sinise, is released. Academy Award Best Picture 1995. Go ahead, Lee. Go for it. You know you're going to bitch
Should have went to Shawshank. Or Pulp Fiction. Shawshank or Pulp should have won that year, not Forrest Gump. But I digress.
I liked all those movies, though. They're all-
Yeah.
2004 Spider-Man 2, directed by Sam Raimi and starring Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst, is released.
Better than the original or
Mhm.
equally as good?
Of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, number 2 is my favorite. I think it's the best villain. I think it's the best villain of the 3.
Yeah.
I'm always a sucker for the origin. I'm a sucker for
Yeah,
the origin.
and I like
story.
Willem Dafoe as a villain.
I'm not knocking the first one. I love the first one. I wouldn't have seen the second one if I didn't like the first one. Fortunately, I saw the third one.
Yeah.
I saw the third one with both of you guys in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Then I didn't watch the next 2.
Mike stayed away from Spider-Man until the MCU came along.
I mean,
Last one, sorry. I heard of this film.
Let's not get me on my Marvel soapbox tonight.
Yeah, we'll save it for another episode.
If you want to hear about my X-Men box, go back.
Want to hear about Mike's opinion on X-Men and the MCU? Go back to episode 2.
okay.
We've been trying to keep Mike
Be
from
right
ranting
back.
about it for 200 and some episodes now. All right, Mike, what's the last one you got?
Mamma Mia, the movie starring Meryl Streep, Pierce Brosnan, and Colin Firth, premieres at Leicester Square, London.
Mamma Mia, here we go again. My. I don't give a shit about that film. All right. So moving on. Kev, it looks like you actually have some news tonight.
I told you I would.
Man,
Kevin's here, he's here for a bit. He's got news, it's bigger than the Kevin.
Hello, gentlemen. Come on. Mike, I thought of you when I saw this. It came up, and I thought, yeah, Mike would like this. Buffalo Wild Wings is mixing Mountain Dew with beer in a limited time offer.
Now you know I'm diabetic.
Mike stopped drinking the North Carolina coffee.
They are also doing something with Heinz mustard, but this is not, mustard and fermentation and film, so we're not going to talk about their mustard. Buffalo Wild Wings is tapping into a European tradition of combining beer and soda in a new collaboration with Mountain Dew. It's also teaming up with Heinz to promote a new mustard. The Mountain Dew Radler combines equal parts of the soda with Goose Island Wild Herd Kolsch, a beer made exclusively for the sports bar chain. It's priced around $4 and will be available through August 19th. A Radler is a German term for a beer combined with citrus soda. A similar drink, a shandy, is popular in the United Kingdom and elsewhere and combines lagers with lemonade and lemon lime soda. Excuse me.
Bless
Buffalo
you.
Wild Wings is the go-to hangout spot with your friends this summer, the chain chief marketing officer, Tristan Moline, said in a statement. We wanted to add something to our drink menu that is both refreshing and uniquely B-dubs. Remaking a classic summer beverage like the Radler and Mountain Dew does just that. According to legend, the Radler was invented by a Bavarian innkeeper in the 1920s to stretch beer to satisfy a large group of thirsty cyclists, something PepsiCo Away from Home CMO Scott Finlow referred to in a statement about the collaboration. Whether you're on a lake sipping Mountain Dew or cheering on your team at Buffalo Wild Wings, our brands are best enjoyed with good company, he said. The Mountain Dew Radler captures the spirit of outdoor adventure and brings it right to your friend's B-Dubs table. The Buffalo Wild Wings is also the first place where customers can try a new smoky sweet mustard created by Heinz. Again, we don't give a shit about mustard. So we're just going to skip on down.
What if you drink the mustard?
You could drink the mustard.
I was worried it was going to be like a mustard beer.
Smoky mustard might be all right on the pretzel.
The Rattler is also known as Drunkabeaties.
Drunkabeaties.
I mean, Drunkabeaties, that's what you're going to have after.
The Mountain Dew exclusive comes as many restaurants continue to face declining traffic and are looking for strategies to convince guests to dine specifically at their restaurants. And they both come as beverages and sauces. Innovation go into overdrive. Beverages to help boost incremental sales, and sauces because they are an operational, straightforward way to create new and provide customers with new flavors. There are about 1,300 Buffalo Wild Wing restaurants, and the chain is a subsidiary of Atlanta-based Inspire Brands. So,
well, Buffalo Wild Wings wanted more customers. They did it all wrong because they're just bar food for people watching the games.
yeah, essentially a sports bar, and honestly, they had their bottomless wings, boneless and bone-in, just a month ago or so. So I don't know. I don't go there too often. I mean, their wings are about the size of like your thumb or your pinky. Not very good.
Buffalo Wild Wings, not a sponsor of Films.
Not a sponsor. Something a little more local for us. Summer Ale Fest at the Philadelphia Zoo is back. And here's how you get tickets. The Summer Ale Fest returns to the Philadelphia Zoo for an exciting evening with some of the zoo's most favorable animals, beer samplings, food, and so much more on Saturday, July 19th from 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. Visitors can enjoy over 100 award-winning craft beer ciders, hard iced teas, hard seltzers, local food trucks, and live music from across the zoo's 42-acre campus. Summer Ale Festival is the only beer collaboration in the region where guests can visit animals like big cats, great apes, and more, and enjoy a beer with them. Tickets are available only to visitors.
You can share the beer with the animals?
Okay, I want to get the gorillas drunk. Let's get the gorillas drunk. Come on, guys. We got
right.
I'm in danger.
Yes. Yes.
You heard about that tortoise that just got it on and made 4 new little baby tortoises, didn't you? It was during the beer fest.
We go get drunk out there. I'm gonna go to the tigers. Here, kitty.
Yeah, we got a problem though, guys. That's the same day as my wife's birthday, and I don't know if she's going to spend her birthday.
What better way to
beer,
celebrate? We're into the
take a woman who doesn't drink beer to a beer fest for her birthday.
Plus, when you drive down to the city like that, you'll be pissed off before you get there.
Tickets
All right.
are available only to visitors 21 years of age or older and can be purchased exclusively through the zoo's website. early access tickets for this event start at $99 with an early admission of 6 p.m. However, general admission tickets start at $84. Feel free to check out the Philadelphia Zoo's website for more details. And that, gentlemen, is the news for the week.
All right. Mike, you have any must-try beer or craft destinations for this evening? I'm sorry, you're going to say something there, Kev?
No, I was just saying, is $84, is that like infinite beer? Because I better not be paying for beers too.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's you essentially, for $84, the silverbacks come up and pour the keg,
they fucking better.
They do. You got to watch out for the fucking.
I understand. The zoo costs $75. that counts the parking.
So what you're telling me is I'm not going to the zoo.
Yeah. So what Kevin and I do is, because we've done this at other beer festivals, is we get really friendly with the people giving out the samples. So that, later we can go back and say, hey, you guys have any more samples? Would you mind giving us some? And then what's supposed to be like 20 beer samples turns into 47, and then your wife has to drive home.
Yes.
So anyway, Mike, you have any must-try beer craft destination for this evening?
Yes, I've got one specialty beer from my 1001 beers you must try before you die. This is Angel Share Ale. Lost Abbey Brewing from the United States, 11.5 ABV. Angel Share Ale is a bold, barrel-aged, strong ale that showcases the depth and decadence of Lost Abbey's brewing expertise. Inspired by the core ale behind their late harvest 15th century ale, Angel Share forgoes the secondary fermentation with grapes and wine yeast. Instead, it undergoes extended aging with their brandy and bourbon barrels, with each version offering a unique nuance influenced by the spirit-soaked oat. The name Angel Share refers to the portion of the liquid lost to evaporation during barrel aging, a poetic nod to the divine sacrifice made for such a heavenly beer. It pours deep, opaque brown with a creamy tan head, releasing the complex and evolving boutique of aromas: dark dried fruit, vanilla, coconut, maple syrup, bourbon, brandy, and toasted oak. On the palate, layers of caramel, toffee, molasses, and spirit warmth unfolds in remarkable harmony, creating an indulgence, I drank too much already tonight. Contemplative experience with each sip. Vintage variations may differ in alcohol content and character, but all are rich, warming, and luxuriously crafted. Yeah, I've been home since 2:00 because I had a doctor's appointment. Gaming.
I feel like the guys who wrote that are quite full of themselves. This is a heavenly beer, divine sacrifice.
That would be. I took all their stuff and threw it into Chat GPT.
Chat GPT is full of angel hair.
All right.
Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates with Leo. Movie updates Leo.
All right, I only got a couple of them tonight because I was originally going to talk about some movie premieres and some trailers that came out, but we're going to be doing a late summer, early fall movie preview next week, so I'll save it for that. Tonight, I'm just going to talk about two unfortunate passings. Both happened today, July 3rd, as of the recording of this episode. Michael Madsen, best known for a number of Tarantino films, particularly as Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs, passed away today at the age of 67 from an apparent cardiac arrest. I was sad when I saw that. I like Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I mean, he was in one really bad movie called Species, but the rest of it.
But Natasha Henstridge was also in the
What boobs?
It's the only reason I liked that movie when I was 14.
I thought you liked it for Ben Kingsley.
Oh, yeah. Ben Kingsley's not afraid to take a paycheck.
Sir Ben Kingsley.
I had to review that film for a different podcast that I guested on, and I was like, God damn, I remember this movie being better. But I love Michael. Yeah, I love Michael Madsen, and especially in the Tarantino films like Kill Bill and Reservoir Dogs, and he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, he's great. And also Kenneth Colley, who is probably better known in Britain than he is here, but we would know him best as Admiral Piet in The Empire Strikes Back. Passed away today as well. He was 87. Apparently, Vader was not happy with him and choked him to death.
Don't you kill me, Admiral Piet.
And that is all the news I have for this evening. We're going to be talking about the movie previews and premieres next week on our late summer preview episode. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our main segment tonight. We're doing another draft today on this episode. We're going to be drafting our favorite America Saves the World movies with Kevin and Jason from the KJ&A podcast.
Hey, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jay from the KJ&A podcast.
Join us each week where we discuss comics, movies, anime, video games, and current events.
Basically anything to make you laugh and have a good time with all the tangents.
You can find us on Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Patreon, and all the things at KJ&A podcast.
Gonna need you to take it down a notch, about 20% there, Kevin.
And if you get that reference, you can be our friend.
All right. Thank you for hanging out with us during that little break there where you got to hear a promo from our friends at KJ&A podcast. And we are moving on now to our America Saves the Day movie draft. I have something special for this one. Let's see if it works.
Films and Fermentation, movies and inebriation. Films and Fermentation, comedy mixed with tasty libation. Films and Fermentation, with Leo, Kevin, and Lunch.
You have way too much time.
And a severe addiction to music AI.
Yes, you do.
Anyway, it's our America Saves the Day movie draft. How it's going to work is we're going to spin the wheel to see who goes first and who goes last. We're going to do a little pick first. It's a snake draft rules, so whoever gets first pick in the first round will have last pick in the second round, but ultimately that person ends up with 2 picks in a row. And so we have picked 5 movies each. We're each going to pick an action film, a true-ish story, a comedy, a sci-fi, and then a wild card, which could be any film on the nominee list, and it can also be any film I didn't list already, even though I put 40 on there, so it should be a pretty comprehensive list. Yeah, so let's get to the picks here and see who is going to go first. Let me bring up the wheel. Hold on.
Wheel of morality. Turn.
Where does it stop? All right, here we go. All right, who gets the first pick in the draft? Arquette.
We need to get ourselves a wheel, Jay.
It's called wheelofnames.com. And you can customize it yourself.
The Infinitome will have a new world.
All right, who's next? Let's see. So our Kevin is first. Mike is second.
How dare you treat your guests like this?
It depends. If I come out third, then it's going to look like it was rigged. And, there we go. You're
There you go.
His fourth, or his third.
That's what I get for talking shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel bad because that is a That's not a great spot because you're basically stuck at that spot the entire game. So then it comes down to me and Jason. Jason.
Oh, wait a second. That's still the middle of the pack. Fuck.
Yeah, you're still in the middle of the pack, and that means I have fifth pick in the first round, but that gives me first pick in the second round. So I get two picks in a row as well. Let me close that out here and bring you guys back onto my screen. There we go. All right. So our Kevin is first, and you, sir, get to choose any film you want from the categories, from the list. I'm going to try to keep track of it here so we don't mess up, but we'll see what happens. So where are you going with this, Kev?
Oh, it's a tough call. I think I'm going to go with my true movie, which would be Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. So you picked a true-ish film for your first pick in the draft. If anything you want to add to that, why you chose it?
I chose it because it's Spielberg and it's one of the best movies I've seen. It's got Tom Hanks, you know. It's good. It gets me right here. So that's about it.
Also got Vin Diesel in it.
It does, and he dies really quickly. It's like, it's not about family. You know,
Vin Diesel playing an Italian guy.
I am Groot.
Carpazzo. All right, so our first pick in the draft. Oh, I forgot the chime. Hold on. So our first pick in the draft is Saving Private Ryan. Just to clarify, you're not talking about the porn parody Saving Ryan's Privates, right?
That's right.
Oh, we're not? Shit.
No porn. That's for our Patreon episodes, porn and fermentation.
That's a different type of action movie we're talking about.
Porn and fermentations.
Oh my God.
Fermentations.
Well, now that is some fucked up shit.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
All right. Mike, you're up.
All righty. Yes, see, there's a long list, a lot of movies, but I think I'm going to go with a sci-fi one first.
All right.
I am going with the 1953 War of the Worlds.
Fuck you. I put that one on the list specifically for myself because I didn't think anybody else was going to take it.
Hey, I'm the old man here. You know I've seen it.
I know you're the old man, but I'm also Eld, and I love this movie. It's one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time. I mean, I always joke about how Independence Day is just a pale ripoff of it, like, and I love Independence Day.
And I loved it too. So,
damn. All right, I got to redo my board now.
Board.
So, Kev, you're up. Kevin from KJ, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna pick Independence Day because I remember seeing that thing in theaters.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us. We've had fun tonight. We hope.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Saw that shit in theaters, and it was in a sticky ass, really old theater. That it was one of those every step you take is.
Well, that's the Devon.
We had in South Philly we had the Colonial. It was one of those theaters was only one screen, so you had to watch whatever was playing that week.
Yeah, it's the Henrico Theater, and then I watched it again in the theater on Cary Street.
Bird.
The Bird, yeah, that's it.
Is there anybody here who did not see this movie in the theater?
At a fucking barbecue.
That's kind of what I thought. No, I love Independence.
Alien assholes.
Yeah, I definitely So that's the downside of picking fifth in the first round is I got to watch a lot of my favorite movies drop before I get to my pick.
I ain't heard no fat.
Ain't no fat lady sing.
You're a fat lady.
What's that smell?
I can fly.
Will Smith smacking aliens well before he was smacking Chris Rock.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, Jason, your pick, sir.
I'll steal action. Captain America: First Avenger.
Nice. All right.
Ooh.
That is a good pick.
I got to change my board.
That is a good pick.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
I
really like the first Avenger.
I think Chris Evans did a better job as Cap than he did as Johnny Storm.
I agree. Totally agree. Although I did like his Johnny Storm and Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna say it. Flame on.
What the fuck?
Oh God. Oh,
I love the scene in the first Avenger where he comes out of the machine for the first time, and Haley Atwell was so enamored by his presence that she touched him and she wasn't supposed to, but they left it in the film.
She was like.
Which honestly, listen,
if she touched
Crip Evans was standing shirtless in front of me, I might touch him still. I don't, and I'm a happily married man.
But if Hallie Atwater come to touch your chest, you wouldn't stop her either, though.
There's a lot of innuendo in that film, yeah. But that's a good pick. Yeah, I like that first pick. All right, now I gotta think here. Let's see. So Independence Day is gone. I should highlight these, I think, but I'm not going to. Independence Day is gone. 1953, World of Worlds is gone. Captain America: First Avenger is gone. What do I want to take?
We know you're going with Armageddon.
Oh no, I'm going action on my first pick, and I'm taking Die Hard.
Oh, okay.
It ain't Christmas until
Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Plaza. Yeah,
it's right. It's a goddamn Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie, and it is subtly an America Saves the World film.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I am taking Die Hard. I love fucking Die Hard, man.
Yeah.
Do you know? So I'm full of useless information, as my wife likes to say. The original star that was supposed to play McClane in Die Hard was Frank Sinatra.
The hell?
Fuck.
So the book that it is based on, I can't remember the name of the title of the book, but the book that was based on came out in the 60s. And the studio that purchased it originally was going to make it in the 60s with Frank Sinatra as the star, back when Sinatra was a big Hollywood actor at the time.
That makes more sense.
When it got shelved, it didn't get taken off the shelf again until 1986 when they started filming it. But because he was already under contract, they were obligated to offer the role to Frank Sinatra, who ultimately turned it down because he was like 75 at the time. And then that's when they went with Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Could you see him shimmying through air ducts?
All things considered, I'd rather be in Philadelphia. So,
yippee-ki-yay,
hey, motherfucker! I don't know why my Frank Sinatra sounded a lot like John Wayne. You would think a guy grew up listening to Frank Sinatra would be able to do it, but All right, so that gives us our first round. That means I get to pick first in the second round. Yay! So what should I do? So I already did action. So, oh my God, there's so many to choose from. And I'm looking at it now. Now that I chose, I jumped on that one so quickly that I'm looking at other action ones I could have chosen.
Yeah.
Because there's so many action ones. I think I'm going to go with either comedy or sci-fi in my second pick. So I'm going to go with, let's see. What's a good one here? Fuck. I just realized the action film I wanted to take first. That I skipped over for Die Hard. I'm like, God damn it, I should have taken that one. You know what? For the comedy one, Oh God, I really want to pick with my heart, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pick with my heart. I'm going to pick Doctor Strangelove for my second pick. It's one of the greatest dark comedies of all time. Stanley Kubrick. My favorite facts about that film is how he got George C. Scott wanted to play it really serious, his role, but Kubrick wanted him to play it a little more comedy-wise, so he had him film his roles as a serious part, and then asked him to do one goofy take just for the hell of it. Recorded it, and that's what he used in the film, which George C. Scott was not happy about. So for that story alone, I'm taking Strangelove, even though I had another one that I wanted to take for comedy, but I feel like I may be able to take it in wild card if I get to that point. We'll see. So I take Dr. Strangelove, my second pick. So that brings it back to Jason.
Comedy as well. I'm going to steal Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, that hurt.
I'm sorry.
No.
The ensemble cast just kills it. And again, first outing, the chemistry is just amazing. Even though I would have liked to see a character introduced a little earlier in the film. I think Winston should have been a little bit earlier, but he was so late. I was like, okay.
He was supposed to be Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. I would have liked to have seen how that would have turned out with Eddie Murphy in the role. Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray, and Dan Aykroyd. You know,
all of them from SNL. Yeah, I think that could have worked.
The original concept for the film was Eddie Murphy and John Belushi was going to play the Venkman role, but then he unfortunately passed away, and Bill Murray was brought in, and then when Eddie Murphy was asking for too much money, and I think he was already filming Beverly Hills Cop at the time, because that came out the same year as Ghostbusters. They ultimately went Ernie Hudson and cut the role down a little bit.
Bigger role than the next one, though.
No, yeah, and then if you watch Afterlife, he's a billionaire now.
Also fun.
So Ghostbusters. And for anybody out there who wants to know why Ghostbusters is an America Saves the World movie, takes place in New York, asshole. And
he saved New York.
I don't see anybody.
I was going to say there were, ghosts and ghouls that were going to destroy the world.
Yeah, I don't see anybody saving fighting ghosts in Belgium.
or giant marshmallow men.
I'm about the Twinkie.
Oh, not the Twinkie.
He's a sailor. He's in New York. We get him laid. We have no problem. All right. So your Kevin goes next. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm not trying to be that guy, but there's only 4 true stories.
Yeah,
that's why I went early.
Well, that's why I said true-ish.
Okay. But because I want the theme song for When I Save America, Team America World Police.
There you go.
I want that theme song. And Roan Ree. Roan Ree.
So Roan Ree, and very Roan. It may seem Siri, but not Riri. Sitting on my little throne.
Oh my God.
You asked for it. You got it.
Oh, so good. It's so funny.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon. No, I think the best song in the film is America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want. I need that playing the whole time I'm saving America.
Kiss my ass and suck on my balls, America. Now that was one of the films I was looking at for my comedy pick when I ultimately went with Strangelove. So you're welcome. I think you stole it from R. Kevin.
Disney World, fuck yeah! Band-Aids, fuck yeah!
You remember how to signal for help?
The puppet sex
scene. The sex
puppet sex scene, the gratuitous puppet sex scene.
So fucking funny.
So that brings it back to Mike.
I do have a question about your list.
Yes, sir.
We are talking about the 1980s version of Red Dawn, right?
Yes. What do you really think I put the other one on there?
Helmsworth one.
I mean, you're welcome to take the one from 2010 or whatever it was if you want.
No, I'm going to take the 1980s version of Red Dawn in this one. Wolverines! Love that movie.
Yeah. Stars two of Kevin's favorite 80s actresses, Leah Thompson and was it Jennifer Jason Leigh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great one, Red Dawn. Yeah. I had a feeling that one was going to go pretty quickly. So that brings us down. Do you have anything else you want to say, Mike, or should I go to Kevin now?
Yeah, go ahead, go to Kevin.
All right, Kev, what do you got for your next pick?
Okay. Well, I was looking. The comedies are kind of light.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to go with National Treasure as a comedy.
I can see that. Yeah.
Now wait a minute. Wait. I have to ask. Kevin is very
anti.
He's prone to
I embrace him.
You are prone to facetiousness on this show.
Oh, that is true.
You are. So I have to ask if you're being serious because I know Nick Cage is not your favorite person.
He is very anti Nick Cage.
What are you talking
If you are being serious, I will allow it in the comedy category.
No, I would never choose Nick Cage in anything. I am going to go with Stripes as my comedy.
Nice.
Yes.
Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Bill Murray and Harold Ramis and John Candy. Yes.
Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold.
Don't sell out Judge Reinhold, man, or John Larroquette.
Good old John Larroquette.
Or Sean Young.
Definitely had an RV I wanted.
Everybody wanted the RV.
I think the mud wrestling scene is with John Candy just takes the show, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going with Stripes for my comedy.
Stripes is a good one. That's a good pick.
Thank you.
You have this next pick as well because it's round 3.
I do. For my next one, I'm going to go with my sci-fi movie. Sci-fi. And I think the fictional part is that you don't train astronauts how to drill; you train drillers how to astronaut. Now, that's definitely the most logical thing to do with a bunch of rapid cutscenes where you have Owen Wilson's like, "Oh, worst case scenario, yeah, just the worst possible thing." That's all you had to say was worst possible thing. And Billy Bob Thornton just going, "Gotta be 800 degrees and sunlight and negative 2,000 degrees in the dark, and you never know where you're at."
Owen Wilson was on Hot Ones this week.
Yeah,
and he was asking him to name his films based on taglines. And when they got to the Armageddon one, he guessed it right. And he went, "Yeah, wow, I died in that movie."
Oh God!
Wow.
My other favorite piece of trivia from this is Ben Affleck and Michael Bay were doing the commentary on this, and on the DVD, and Ben turned to Michael Bay and said, "I have a question. How come you couldn't just train the astronauts to drill instead of training drillers to be astronauts?" And Michael Bay turned to Ben Affleck and said, "Shut the fuck up." And just so you know, Kev, I would have let this one go into comedy as well. Now, for the comment about there's not that many true stories on the list, I said true-ish. So if the story takes place during like an actual time period in history, we can include that into the true story category.
Does being alive count as a true story?
Does being alive count as a true story?
Yes.
In what sense?
Well,
without giving your pick away.
every movie on this list, somebody was alive recording it. And it took place at a time when people were alive.
We're talking about the product that ended up on the screen, not the people behind the scene.
Well, I'm just saying between 1 and 40, they should all be considered true stories. I'm trying to play what cards I have here, people.
Thanks for joining us, guys. It's fun tonight. We'll see you. All right. That takes us back to Mike. Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, let's see. I don't want a comedy. I don't want a true story. I think I'm going to go. True story was 0 Dark 30.
Good call.
I was looking for Black Hawk Down, but it wasn't on the list.
Oh, well, you could use it as a wild card, sir. The wild card could be anything that's not on the list. So I'm just angry because it's Jessica Chastain. I want her on my.
You want her a lot.
I just love them redheads. 0 Dark 30. That's a great movie.
It's not your ass, it's your assets, girl.
So then that takes us back to Kevin.
I'm gonna go with action for the Avengers.
The Avengers.
They need to. If I'm actually got to save the world,
you're talking the one with Uma Thurman and
Ray Fiennes. Yeah, that
Ray Fiennes, right? That's the one.
I mean, they can kick ass more than I can.
Sean Connery is the villain. That one.
Sean Connery is the Egyptian time traveler villain.
I picked Schwartz.
That's S word.
That's words. I'll take ape titties.
I picked the ape.
I'll take anal bum covers. So the Avengers, and just to clarify, we are talking about the MCU Avengers, Earth's mightiest heroes, who all just happen to be, American, or at least American adjacent.
She was Russian.
He's American adjacent.
Scarlet Witch.
American enough.
American enough. Played by Americans, So the Avengers is off the board. That brings it back to Jason.
All right. Well, I gotta steal a true story.
Mm-hmm.
A true story. So I guess I'll go with American Sniper.
There you go.
Ooh, good.
Keeping it with good old Bradley Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, fucking phenomenal.
What is your take on the fake baby that he's holding?
Yeah, I feel like in movies you either have a baby, or you have this stock baby, and that stock baby could be a friggin' ham for all we know.
I think less people would have noticed that it was a stock baby if he wasn't moving the baby's arm with his own thumb.
Yeah. It's like how they did.
The actual baby was asking for too much money for the role.
They couldn't get twins.
That's right.
Well, they originally were trying to go with Baby Herman from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but they wanted too much money. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a diabolical kid right there.
Yeah, he kept flirting with Sienna Miller.
Oh no. You can't do that.
All right.
That's sexual harassment.
So that brings us back to me. I was over here looking like, oh, what true story can I steal? Because it's my next pick, but I have 2 picks in a row, so it don't matter. So I am looking at it, and let me see here. I think I am going to go with the true story film for my next pick, just to kind of get it out of the way. But I'm looking to see like what we have left here. Oh, goddamn. I am going to go with, for true story. This is really the only one we got left here. That's an actual true story. I'm going to go with Miracle.
You could go with The Patriot. It's
I could have went with The Patriot, but I kind of wanted to go with one that was an actual true story. So I'm going with Miracle. the story of the American hockey team beating the Russian hockey team in the 1980 Olympics.
Nice.
Do you believe in miracles? With a weird role for Kurt Russell. All right. So we are 3 rounds in. I'm going to do a quick recap of what we got so far. Remembering now that I keep forgetting to use the chime, but at this point, I don't think it matters.
Do them all now. Just do them all right now.
Yeah. Kevin, our Kevin, Kevman, has chosen.
You stay in Wonderland.
Wrong, but
and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Okay. All right, Mike. There you go, Mike. Pressing buttons. Well-oiled machine. Our Kevman, chose for True Story, Saving Private Ryan, for comedy, Stripes, and for action comedy, Armageddon. Mike has War of the Worlds, 1953 for sci-fi, Red Dawn for action, and Zero Dark 30 for true. Kevin from KJ&A has Independence Day for sci-fi, Team America for comedy, and Avengers for action. Jason has the first Captain America film for action, Ghostbusters for comedy, and American Sniper for true. And I have Die Hard for action, Doctor Strangelove for comedy, and Miracle for true story, which brings me to my 4th pick. And I think for this one, I should go the sci-fi route. And I am going to take... Oh, there's a couple really, really good ones on here that I want to take. But I think for sci-fi...
You're taking Transformers base version. We know it.
I'm going to take... you know I would do that. Yeah. I am going to take Edge of Tomorrow. Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt.
Okay.
Love that film.
It's so good. Damn.
Also, in outside of America, known as Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah. Literally, the tagline somehow became the title of the movie.
Yeah, the tagline was this is the title. Yeah, Live, Die, Repeat. Great film. Great scene with Emily Blunt getting up off the ground in a yoga pose. Worth the price of admission right there. Yeah, pretty good role for Tom Cruise too. Like a little, I mean, it's still an action role for him, but still kind of outside of his normal action role, as he plays like a guy who kind of has to learn to be the hero and not, automatically start as the hero. Yeah, I could have put the Mission Impossible films on here too, probably. Probably. I mean, they are kind of more international than America, but
sounds like a wild card to me.
So my sci-fi is Edge tomorrow. Brings us back to Jason.
See, all right. So you took the sci-fi that I was thinking about. That makes me have to redo some stuff.
So aside from action, I'm just going to let you know, like all the MCU films count as sci-fi as well. So.
Yeah, I was literally going to be like, Iron Man does seem very sci-fi because who's making exo armors nowadays? I'm still.
If you watch the Iron art series, apparently everybody can make them.
Yeah.
So we got Iron Man, the original Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr.
So fucking classic. I mean, without it, the MCU would have never got off the ground.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, if it wasn't for Iron Man, we would not have the MCU that we know now, because it was a, I hate to say surprise hit, but it was kind of surprise hit.
I mean, I'll give it that, because I mean the follow up with Nirvana as the Hulk before that, and that was that was
terrible.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer. Just
I'm hoping that First Steps kind of breaks the bad luck for the Fantastic Four finally.
Yeah, like the trailer looks amazing, and the most recent trailer with the Silver Surfer looks pretty good. I'm worried about the fact that they said they had to do emergency reshoots on it. That's never a great sign, but ultimately I'm kind of hopeful for it, so we'll see. Brings it back to Kevin from KJ&A. You got the next pick.
Okay, so I need to get the true story out of the way, but there's two miracles on here.
I know I put it on her accidentally twice. There's actually only 39 movies on the list.
And also, I apologize if my camera is being what we in the biz call an asshole.
Yeah, it's fine.
So sorry. See, look at you go.
Not a big deal.
So okay, yeah, I'll just turn it off. Can Air Force One be a true story?
Get off my plane!
Get off my plane!
I love Harrison Ford.
I love Air Force One too. It's the one I wanted to pick instead of Die Hard, but I picked Die Hard.
You see, it's really based off of Trump and him kicking.
Yeah.
So he gets Zelensky off of the plane.
I want you to get off my plane. It's a very big plane. It's a great plane, but get off my plane.
They're playing YMCA.
This plane is going down, but it's still the best plane.
Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
I can't allow it. It's not a true story.
Damn it.
Let me look at the list here and we'll see like what we got left here for true story.
To the Patriot.
So you got the Patriot, and let's see if there's any movies we can kind of squeeze into the idea of true story.
National Treasure.
Well, you also got Rocky IV. I mean, he ended the Cold War.
You know what? Then let's go with Rocky IV because I'd rather deal with Sylvester Stallone than Mel Gibson.
I'll allow it.
In the movie, so there's actually a real person in the movie.
Rocky IV because he ended the Cold War. We'll let you count it as a true story.
I will break you.
The Iron Curtain came down because
if
of
Rocky.
he
dies.
Thanks, Rocky.
So that gives us Mike. You have a sci-fi, an action, and a true. So you got comedy and wild card.
Yep. Let's see what we got left. Comedy, 1, 2, 3. Oof. I think I'm gonna go with my comedy with Spies Like Us.
Man.
Come on.
I was saving it.
Come on.
I was hoping to save it for my wild card. I love Spies Like Us. Shit. Okay. Either you guys looking to be co-host on another podcast? I might be getting rid of Mike soon.
The betrayal.
Hiring?
It's a War to World 0 Dark 30 and Spies Like Us for me.
Collect your paycheck and go home.
And I've had multiple picks in a row.
Yeah. What do you want?
Spies Like Us, one of my favorite 80s comedies.
I had Pixels, which I haven't really watched yet, and Ghostbusters 2.
You're never going to watch Pixels. It's an Adam Sandler film. You're not going to watch it.
So,
what else we have? There's no other comedies on here. You got we already established National Treasure, Ghostbusters 2, Pixels, Hunt for Red October, fucking hilarious. Yeah. War to Worlds 2005, where Tom Cruise gets saved because he's the only beautiful person getting taken up by the aliens.
There's a lot more action and
all right, so that brings us back to Kevman.
It is time. I must complete the process. I am going to pick for my action movie the birth of Jack Ryan as Harrison Ford in Patriot Games.
Ooh. When you said birth of Jack Ryan, I thought you were picking something else.
I thought I was going with Hunt.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I love The Hunt.
I love The Hunt, too.
I think Harrison Ford played a better Jack Ryan than Alec Baldwin did.
All right.
And I liked the, connection where it's him, the IRA, and the whole shebang. So I really wish, though, they would have brought back Gates McFadden to play. To play.
She had such a big role in Hunt.
She had a great role in The Hunt for Red October. So no, Patriot Games is my action.
Mm-hmm. So you got one more pick, and it's your wild card.
That's right, and I'm going off the list.
Ooh,
is on here.
Go off the list.
Yeah. Do you want hints?
Sure. Give me a hint. Try to guess it.
Okay.
But
it's a Tim Burton movie.
Tim Burton movie.
Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson.
Mars Attacks.
Yes.
Mars Attacks. That is definitely an America Saves the World film since we kill the aliens with a Hank Williams song.
God, that was a good one too.
Jack Nicholson plays 3 roles in that film, and not one of them is useful. Like, there's no need for any of his roles.
President, he plays a Vegas gambler, I want to say.
Yeah, and like a business person in one character he plays or something. Yeah, I do remember.
It had everybody in that movie, though. It had
everybody. Michael J. Fox, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yep.
Pierce Brosnan. Danny DeVito, Jim Brown, Pam Grier was in it. And a lot of people in that film. That's a really good one. I totally missed that one. Mars Attacks is definitely a good wild card pick there.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, what's your your next? You have a wild card left.
I have a wild card left. Yep.
All right. What do you got?
I think I'm going to go off list as well.
Ooh. Okay. Well, give us hints.
It's an older movie, much older. Stars John Wayne.
Of course.
Where he saves the world?
Green Berets?
Yeah. No, not Berets. You know, that's like the least of my favorite John Wayne movies.
It's not Fort Apache.
No, that's far back.
Is it The Quiet Man?
No. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one where John Wayne saves the world.
Well, it doesn't literally save the world. It leads to saving the world. Or ending World War II.
Oh, it's a World War II film?
Yeah.
Is it the Pacific? Is that the film?
Sands of Iwo Jima.
Ah, okay. Sands of Iwo Jima.
In which he died.
All right. So that's a good one. Off the board. Nice. Not shocked that it was a John Wayne off the board, but here we go. That brings us back to Kevin.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
you have a wild card.
A wild card, yeah.
Looks like we all have wild cards left.
Yeah.
I wanted to have open choice at the end of it. So I saw a movie stood out with Bill Murray, and so I want to just go with Stripes.
Well, it's already been taken, sir.
Has it? Fun?
Yeah, it was. Kevin took that round too.
How you like that, Trebek? That's not what
that was our Kevin's pick in round 2.
I'm failing all over the place. So Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6.
I've watched that with my kids a bunch of times. It's a good old fashioned
It's a good movie.
I love Big Hero 6.
I enjoy it. I didn't know it was part of the MCU though.
Yeah, it's a comic book. It's based on a comic book. Yeah. It's not. It's like loosely MCU. They do have a Stan Lee cameo at the end, but
it's Disney.
But it's Disney. Yeah, it's Disney. It's MCU adjacent. I love Big Hero 6.
Yeah, Big Hero 6 is.
Yeah. That's a good one. And it's an America Saves the World. It's a future America called San Fran Tokyo or something like that. But
it's an America and Japan. I love it.
So Jason, you have a wild card.
I'm torn between 2 on the list and a possible off the list.
I do like an off the list one because I love to know what I missed when I put 40 on there already.
All right.
Told you missed Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that.
Yeah.
But I got one that's a little out there.
Okay.
Superman 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great one.
That is a good one.
It's also the best of the original Superman films.
Correct. Kneel before Zod.
Say these things when you know I will kill you for it.
That is an awesome off the board pick. Yeah, so I haven't picked mine yet. It doesn't matter. I got the last pick anyway. So what were the other two you were thinking of?
The other two I was thinking of were Ghostbusters 2.
Okay.
And hold on, where is it? Damn it! I forgot what the other one was. Now I feel dumb and foolish.
That's all right. So let me see. I have the wild card for my last pick. I'm picking from the list. So I'm not going to try to go off the list here. So I'm looking at what we got left. So we have War of the Worlds 2005 left. We have Olympus Has Fallen, Day After Tomorrow 2012, Transformers, the Bay version. Hunt for Red October is still on the list.
Yes, it is.
Clear and Present Danger, Miracles, off the list. I took that one already. Pixels, Ghostbusters 2, Patriot, National Treasure. I was going to take Top Gun or Top Gun Maverick as my wild card because they were on there, but since it hasn't gotten picked yet, my wild card is going to be the Hunt for Red October.
Hey,
nice.
I love the Hunt for Red October. I agree that Harrison Ford is a better Jack Ryan, but I do like the first Jack Ryan film for all the other things that are in it, like Sean Connery as a Russian,
Jones as Greer,
Sam Neill, and all the other. Yeah, I love the Hunt for Red October. It's also one of my favorite directors, McTiernan. So it's a great film.
Now I wouldn't say Harrison Ford was the best Jack Ryan. I just say like I appreciated his more than Alec Baldwin's.
Oh, you're more of a Ben Affleck and some of Paul Pierce.
No, John Krasinski.
John Krasinski in the Jack Ryan
the Jack Ryan series did an excellent job.
Now, Lee, here's a question.
Yes.
If you would have picked Olympus Has Fallen, does that mean they would also take off White House Down? Because that's the same.
Yeah, because they're twin films. Yeah. I saw one of those two in the theater, and I couldn't tell you which one it was.
No one could.
It was that good. So here's our final picks for the evening. Kevin, Saving Private Ryan, Stripes, Armageddon, Patriot Games, and Mars Attacks for an off-the-board pick. Mike had War of the Worlds, the original, Red Dawn, Zero Dark 30, Spies Like Us, and Sands of Iwo Jima as an off-the-board pick. Kevin from KJ&A had Independence Day, Team America, World Police, Avengers, Rocky 4. I put Rocky 6 on my notes, but it's Rocky 4. And Big Hero 6. Jason had the first Captain America, the first Avenger, Ghostbusters, American Sniper, Iron Man, the original, and off-the-board pick, Superman 2, which is an excellent off-the-board pick, man. So angry I didn't have that on the list. And then for my picks, I have Die Hard, Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, Miracle, Edge of Tomorrow, and The Hunt for Red October. So I'm going to be posting our picks online eventually and have people vote to see who had the best lineup for a summer barbecue movie marathon. And I'll let you guys know what the results are. And in the meantime here, Mike, you have any... what do we do next here? I'm feeling it right now. Beer trivia history first.
Yes. Wow. As human civilization progressed, so did the art and science of brewing. The introduction of hops into brewing in the 9th century Europe marked a pivotal innovation, enhancing both the flavor and shelf life of beer. This development aligned with the rise of monastic life in medieval Europe, where monks became key figures in refining brewing techniques. Monasteries emerged as centers of brewing excellence, producing high-quality beers that were consumed locally and often traded for services during religious festivals. Beer's globalization gained momentum during the Age of Exploration in the 15th and 16th centuries. Europe colonizers and traders brought beers to Americas, Africa, and Asia, where it encountered and mingled with local ingredients and fermentation practices. In North America, early settlers adapted by using indigenous grains and methods, laying the foundation for a diverse and evolving brewing culture. This legacy would eventually accumulate in the rise of the craft beer movement in the late 20th century.
Yeah, craft beer movement. All right. We do have a cinema quote of the week, Kev.
The whole thing. Hold on. The whole thing is to keep working. Pretty soon they'll think you're good.
This from one of the most prolific Oscar-winning actors of all time. Whole thing is to keep working. Yeah.
Whole thing is just keep working.
How were our drinks this evening? That first drink I had was okay. It was kind of bland. I'm never disappointed by Mike's hard raspberry or hard black cherry rather. So they were pretty good. Kev, I'm sure you weren't disappointed with Sam Adams, right?
No, never disappointed with Sam. Sam's really good to me.
And Mike is never disappointed with a Kona longboard.
Or two.
And KJ and A, Kevin, I know you're not disappointed by the Twisted Teas because I heard you talk about them on your show.
I know where I end up when I drink two of these. I end at the right level every time.
And Jason, how was your Rita?
You mean Rita's?
That's good, huh?
They were excellent. Again, small cans.
All right. So once again, that was Kevin and Jason from the KJ&A podcast. Guys, you want to once again tell everybody where they can find you and all that?
Oh, it's my turn again. All right, KJ&A podcast on all the platforms. It's literally as it sounds. And then we're also on Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee and YouTube and pretty much all the things. That's where we are. Linktree.kjna or linktr.ee/KJNA podcast. That's where you can just find all the crap.
And as well, you guys are also on the Roku Podnation Media Network app on Roku with us.
Correct.
We are all on that network. So everybody, thanks again for joining us for episode 201. America Saves the World. We hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Remember, you can email us at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation. Find all of our social media and podcast links. We are also on Patreon and on the Podnation Media Network on Roku. You can go to Substack to sign up for our newsletter, or you can text us at 904-867-4466. Don't forget to stop by the crossroads between pickled and fermented next time around for episode 202. Next episode, we're going to be doing a late summer, early fall movie preview, talking about a lot of the trailers that were released recently and our thoughts on some of these upcoming films. So for Kevin and Jason from the KJ&A podcast, I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
This has been the Films and Fermentation podcast. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
As well.